Thank you. It's so good to be here. Thank you to Lauren and Gabby and everyone at Mass Poetry and the Marley Ave and all of you for loving poems. Tonight I'm going to read a selection of poems that are lots of different voices, some from women today and some from women from the 1950s who were forced to give children up for adoption because they got pregnant out of wedlock. There are a couple poems in here that are almost exclusively found texts from various state agencies, and also Ann Fessler's The Ones Who Went Away, which is a book I highly recommend reading if you haven't. So here they are. In line. The line ends here where the gas pump shuts off and the 41 bus stops taking passengers. The line ends here where we begin waiting for imported oranges, tiny pastel pills, the plastic photo ID that says our name, our birthday, the place to locate us. Here, where hydrocarbon feeds into the oven, electricity splits its currents, blue cooling syrup leaks from a cracked gasket. And here, where the dam overflows onto olive grass, where the fence edges the winding black path and spruces spill into the crowded forest, where the crosswalk abuts the sidewalk, where the lit-up signpost chirps and blinks, the line ends. Here, where you describe my stride on the gum-dappled street, where the crease between your lips bends into your cheek. My body closes its skin, and the air juggles its electrons like bounding balls. The line ends where the palm reader sees the pleat between my thumb and forefinger. The line ends where the curve begins, at three-dimensionality, at the pool of water the heron stands in, one leg bent like an elbow. State Farm for Women, Niantic, Connecticut, 1955. The farm receives unmarried girls between 16 and 21 in manifest danger of falling into habits of vice. Each screened for IQ, VD, dental health, then dressed in cotton dresses, taught to wash and fold, can fruit, sew, milk, or cook. It's here that Jane's hand wrung an udder of a cow not culled, those cattle left to wander, lactate, graze. On Thursday nights, home night, she gently pressed a cottage mate's hair, lined her eyes, used spray to fix stray things in place. Appearances important to development of self-respect in female prisoners. Out the window, an inmate opened a gate to the meadow. How I Hope It Was, Columbia, Connecticut, 1955. Her blue eyes sparking with sun, her fingers bending stalks in the field to find the bare patch where they planned to meet. The dried husks and her hair between his fingers, the same color. His knobbed knees and dirt-stained hands. The smell of dried basil in a mortar grinding beneath them. The ground covered with grain. Then, weeks later, her slight stomach starting to push against her skirt seam. The frantic wad of shirts in a suitcase. Not enough time to clear the books from her locker. On the train to the city, the small thing jostling inside her, wood ties marking an even pace like light through a pair of blinds, endless enough to count herself to sleep. Halloween. A leopard tail bobs above my buttocks as we wander cul-de-sacs not seeking candy. With the speckled stuffed appendage tucked between my legs, I flog him as a joke. The rhinestone-encrusted front lawns surround us. Red sugar clings to our tongues. I feel his chest against my back, his fingers pry at the lip of my shirt, then lift as a pair of headlights lights my cold, stippled skin. Hair winds my face, and his tapers into drying corn husk gold. We climb into the dark trunk of my station wagon, the sky through the sunroof like loam and body glitter, and tear the night open like an expected piece of mail. Awbod, and just so you're not confused, it's aw, A-W-B-E, and bod, B-O-D. Like the body spray. I love it when you tell me what to do. When you say suck it up, my insides feel like raw salmon or chewed up bubble gum. I'm going to upspeak my way to your heart, pad all my good qualities with and like, file my nails and curl my eyelashes into the length of an American Girl doll's. I'll tumble you right into my desire, wash and fold you silly. When I click down the sidewalk, I'm wearing those high heels for you. I was thinking of you when I got dressed this morning, wishing I had an egg sandwich to make. See the shape of my mouth? It's not shock, disgust, or asthma. It's open for you to fill with laughter. Make my lips stretch over my teeth with your jokes about my necklace, the pendant you grasp in your hand unannounced. Yes, please touch my shoulder and don't look me in the eye. I like to feel like a waxed and lit up car turning on a platform in a dealership window. Birth. Everything was lit white. The gowns, the skin beneath the hair shaved without explanation, the cotton caps, the bed they strapped my arms to when they screamed push, the pillow held to my face. This doesn't concern you, they said. You will have children of your own someday, they said. Then undrunk milk throbbed in my silted breasts. A hand aimed a heat lamp at stitches between my bent, open legs, and a janitor walked in without knocking. The Boston Children's Friends Society discusses how to reduce expenses without stopping too much service to the public. Boston, Massachusetts, 1955. The parceled babe, wrapped tight in starchy cloth, flails the warm clasp of his soft hand above his yowling mouth. The row of bassinets beside him carries a cacophony of need. Among the paper-capped women who circle the room hawk-eyed and distant, each tiny face awaits the certain arms of a mother who they have yet to meet. Suggestions: to not have public agencies making referrals, to not accept Roman Catholic Negro children who are almost impossible to place, to not take the slow child, the medical problem child, the child with a difficult racial strain. We make decisions for people we shouldn't make because we feel they're not living as we think they should. I wouldn't have been parenting up to their standards. I wasn't good enough. I could have. To look at the papers now, it's just like handing over your car, you know. I loved him. I would have sacrificed some things to be his mother. They had no right to make that decision. You know, my mom became ill but didn't want to go to the nursing home. She was completely bedridden and lived alone until she died. And the way she did it was she lived on my street, and my brother lives on my street, and we took turns taking care of her. It was a sacrifice, but we did it because we're family, and that's what families do. Well, we were a family then too, and they should have done it, not because I was good, bad, or whatever, but because I belonged to them. I'm no fun. It's true, I'm no fun. I go home after one drink for reruns, spicy tuna roll, sweatpants, dishes in the sink. I color code my calendar, think knee length is short, worry about freckles, won't drive home after one drink. I walk in stilettos like I hate concrete, put feminist on my dating profile, fold panties to Joni Mitchell, unclog the sink. I wear sports bras twice, 3 times, no, until they stink. I say no to free cupcakes, flaunt my self-control, head home after 1 drink. I cook vegan for fun, refuse to wear pink, leave my bikini line ingrown, gripe about dirty dishes in the sink. I track my monthly expenses and don't have any kinks. I let you pull my tights down, then say no, go home, have 1 more drink, put on my sweatpants, clean the dishes in the sink. Mismatched connections. The wrong boy bought me lilies once while I was bagging butter and sugar corn, but they were lilies. Their pink tongues splayed open, stamens sticky, petals daggered down, the green stems twitching in his nervous fist that wanted to give me something I didn't want. There aren't too many new ways to say I love you, except maybe drunk dialing at 2 a.m. or organizing the shoe closet or cutting all the tags from your undershirts because one time you said they scratch you. I'd have driven all the way to Tennessee to find you a Cinnabon. I'd have chopped bloody beets to make you borscht. I'd have sang Kesha until you were too annoyed to be angry about work. Where's the bucket to put this in now? Maybe a handled basket would be more comely. Like Little Red Riding Hood, I'm canvassing the woods. There's no way to know who's a wolf and who's a grandma until the cloak comes off. And I'd probably hug either one. This is my last poem. Thank you for listening. Fall. Today, wind lifts the shirt from my back as I ride my bike south along lines of train track and maple. The petals rise propelled as if by summer's light. The oaks have let loose their leaves a month early. Branches rattle, gates left open in the breeze. The sconce and bevel of your face make that black wrought iron swing. I love a rumpled tissue. I love a curtain that's been opened enough times to crease between the pleats. I love a glass that stays unwashed, a clouded smear left by your lips. Imagining is half of knowing when a quarter life is spent unconscious. You dream, eyelids trembling petals. I watch a sparrow leave the shadow tree on your cream curtains. The leaves dapple the distressed cotton canvas into something rough enough to walk on. Thank you so much.